Hello and welcome to Twin Creeks Farm. Today we are working on installing a little bit of ventilation in the barn. It's a sort of a positive pressure system, so it'll blow air into the barn instead of sucking it out. And hopefully this will just supply fresh air continually to the calves that are in there on the milk feeder. And kind of the goal then is that that'll reduce the amount of pneumonia that we're dealing with over time, which then in turn reduces the need for antibiotics. So spend a little to save a little, hopefully in the long run, and just have happier, healthier calves. So typically a positive pressure system, they have kind of the fancy ones that you'd buy, would have a big clear tube with holes in it that the blower would put it through. We're gonna try with just a bit of a blower fan and this drainage pipe that's got a couple holes on each side blowing down into the pen. So we'll have to see if our fan is about the right strength on one of its settings to just give a little bit of fresh air to the calves all the time and make it so that it feels clean. But so far we're just slapping things together and see what works. Alright, so we got the fan jerry-rigged in place, and I feel like that's very much an accurate description. But running out into the separator room, and then it runs over to the calf pen. So we're gonna plug it in and give it a try. It's just by the window here, so it'll suck in some fresh air for me. So let's see what happens. Well, it looks like my corner held. Might need a little more tape. So I can hear a hum coming from it, which makes me think that it's working. Can feel a little bit of air coming out of there. So probably a foot away, a little over 18 inches away, I can feel it. So hopefully that freshens up the air. Let's go down. I can definitely kind of, my head height, feel the air. It'll just be whether or not it makes enough of a difference at the calf's height. So the thing will be to see whether or not that fan is strong enough, or if we need to get something that pushes out a little more. But we'll give that a go for now and see if we see some improvements. I do feel like I can feel the air moving in here better though. Hi. You hungry? You gonna eat? So partly what I'm thinking in here then is that if we can get, we're coming into summer now, so we don't have to worry about heat in the barn for 6 months at least, probably 8 months. But wondering then if we have a heat source in here that we can use to pump through there, then hopefully that will give us a little bit of heat out in the barn through the winter, just to help keep water bowls and stuff from freezing. So that's, we have that 1/4 set up right now. That's really what we're mainly using, but kind of in my head the thought is to divide the barn into sort of 4 quarters. So there's the big group pen where they feed on milk, is kind of 1 quarter. We bought some individual calf penning that we'll try to get set up in another quarter, to when we bring in calves from like somewhere like the sale barn, just to isolate them for a couple weeks to make sure that they're not spreading any disease. So then it would run another run of ventilation to that quarter. We've got a quarter that's like group penning, where you can have like 4 calves in a pen, so then it would be another run of ventilation to that one. And then another quarter that I would just leave as tie stalls from where the barn had tie stalls for the dairy before. Just if we need it for some reason, just leave it kind of untouched. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So hopefully then we can set kind of 4 zones and run some ventilation through that way. And like I say, get healthier calves that are dealing with less respiratory issues. So for now, I think I'm pretty happy with that. It seems like it is blowing some fresh air. It just feels like you can feel the air moving a little bit in here. Probably. There's the pipe right there. You can definitely tell it's an old barn with the old beams. It'll hopefully get a reno at some point because these beams are really low for someone my height. But still eating away. But yeah, so the 1 zone, there's the group penning over here. So you just come right off the tee and go that way. So that's it for today. We won't really have a good sense of how well it's working or not to affect those respiratory issues. We won't have kind of a quick sense for even a few weeks. And I mean, really the true test will be next winter when everything's closed up a lot more and the air's not circulating as much. One other thing that might be good to do is sort of some venting through the ceiling to let some of the air, the sort of methane and moist air out that way, just to have the air pushing in but also have a good way to escape. It'll just be kind of regulating airflow and temperature to figure that all out. But for now, that's what we're doing there. Hope you enjoyed the content.